Not surprisingly, there are plenty of films that center around infidelity, and there always have been. This is truly a complex subject that each filmmaker handles differently. The films on this list are a mix of foreign best wife infidelity movies, so use it to find some movies that you haven't seen already.
6, 7, 8, 9, 0.
Number 10. The Model. The Model is a 2016 Danish thriller drama film directed by Mads Matthiessen. A young Danish model named Emma gets a chance to pursue her dreams of becoming an international top model. She leaves her everyday life in Denmark behind and moves to Paris. At a photo shoot in her new hometown, she meets the attractive and somewhat older fashion photographer Shane White, and they fall in love. But their relationship soon turns into a dangerous obsession and reveals an unexpected dark side of herself. Number 9. Infidelity in Suburbia. A Canadian thriller film directed by David Winning. Laura Halpern has been married for almost 10 years to Greg, with whom she has a baby boy named Jamie. With her husband away at work and her son at school, Laura dreams of a home renovation project to supplant her restless days. Enter Elliot. Her irresistibly hot private contractor, Laura uses him to renovate their kitchen, something she had always dreamed of for a long time. Elliot falls in love with Laura and fulfills her more forbidden dreams. Number 8. About Love. A Russian drama romance film directed by Vladimir Bortko. Nina lives happily married with the intelligent Alexander, professor of sinology. But the mortgage debt starts disturbing the relationship. One day, she meets Sergey, the bank's chief where her husband is debited, and thus starts her passionate relationship. The story of the relationship with married Sergey hardly promises happiness. But Nina discovers that she feels true love for the first time. Number 7. Locust. Locust is a 2015 Russian erotic thriller directed by Egor Baranov. The story starts with a summer fling between a provincial simple guy and a Moscow bohemian girl from a rich family whose parents make all important decisions for her. The holiday is over. The beauty returns to the city and is engaged to her father's rich friend. The provincial boy comes back, being unable to let her go. An older rich woman becomes interested in the boy. Things get messy when their passion oversteps all the limits. Later, the romantic affair between Lara and Artyom is resumed and culminates into consuming Locust. Overwhelming love lead them in a series of brutal murders. Number 6. Rooster's Breakfast. Rooster's Breakfast is a Slovenian drama released in 2007. It is an adaptation of a lesser-known novel of the same name by Ferry Lansett. The film takes place in Mura Valley, in the vicinity of Gornja Radgona. After being fired, a young car mechanic nicknamed Duro gets a recommendation to look for another job in a remote village. His new boss is warm, old-fashioned, and naive, completely the opposite from the world he's coming from. The quiet atmosphere of the young apprentice is disturbed by the arrival of the beautiful brunette, Bronja, otherwise married to a local bastard and a pimp. Bronja and Duro fall into a risky love affair, which is not hidden from the environment. The protagonists live their quiet and imperceptible lives, but soon turns out that each of them cultivates hidden passions which put up a start to dramatic events. Rooster's Breakfast is a love story in which the comic is intertwined with the tragic. Number 5. 100 Streets. 100 Streets is a British drama film directed by Jim O'Hanlon and starring Idris Elba. The film consists of 3 separate stories that occur contemporaneously within a 1 square mile area in London. In each story, the main character must deal with the consequences of his previous actions, as each man struggles to overcome obstacles in the path to a better life. One of the characters played by Elba is Max, a former rugby captain for Team England and celebrity who struggles to keep his marriage together with his estranged wife, Emily. Number 4. A Good Lawyer's Wife, a 2003 South Korean film written and directed by Sang Soo. The film is about the various affairs of members of a dysfunctional South Korean family. Joo Yoon-jak is a successful lawyer who works long hours. While he is working, his wife, Eun Ho-jung, who gave up her dancing career in order to be a good lawyer's wife and mother to a 7-year-old son. She meets a teenage boy, Shin Ji-on, and the two share an intimate friendship despite their age difference. After she finally learns about her husband's affair, eventually, she too decides to bring a little change to her life. Number 3. Fragments of Love. A drama film co-produced between Colombia and Puerto Rico, directed by Fernando Vallejo. Rodrigo is a piano tuner who was a brilliant musical composer in the past. He begins a love affair with a soon-to-be married Susanna, a swimming teacher and a sculptor. Rodrigo and Susanna surrender to their attraction and fall into each other's arms. Cocooned in her apartment above the vibrant city, Susanna opens up to him every night and tells him a story of each of the different men from her past. The love and passion that Susanna unleashes in Rodrigo inspires him again to compose music. But his obsession makes him jealous and paranoid. When Susanna finally leaves her fiancé to be with Rodrigo, he becomes obsessed with her fidelity. Number 2. A German drama film directed by Thomas Durschlag. Maria, a self-destructive young woman suffering from borderline personality disorder, a serious psychotic disease that makes her fail to develop a continuous, reliable personality from her own perspective as well as from the perspective of those she meets. She's a student at the University of Essen, Germany. One day she bumps into Jan, a student who falls in love with her without delay. Soon, Maria halts therapy in the interest of spending more time with her new beau. But Jan, awaiting a hard time when he has to learn how hard it is to stay loyal and faithful to a person who, in her own words, has a different world inside of her head, and who feels that there is something inside of me that eats me up. Number 1. Darling. A Danish film directed by Birgit Stermos. Darling is a world-class ballerina who returns to the Royal Danish Ballet in Copenhagen after a long and successful run in New York. Together with her husband to perform the classic ballet Giselle, she will dance the title role with Franz as a choreographer. However, after Darling suddenly collapses in pain at rehearsal, they learn that her hip is irreparably damaged and she will never dance again. Her professional life, her world, is in ruins. But Darling refuses to let go. The moving love story about the rise and fall of a modern woman as she summons the courage to face her greatest trial.